Hey y'all, so we're gonna do Dominique's nails today. She already got her own nails prepped because I didn't feel like it. And I got a bunch of these goodies up in here. Got a bunch of these little tube things. And I let Dominique look at them. And she picked out all the different shades of the blue. Some of these are like the small little bead things. This one is like little flakes, little mylar flake type of thing. This one is actually
a blue glitter. These are hexagons, I think. We'll see when we take them out. So yeah, she picked out all the colors of blue.
Y'all see what I mean. I got my primer, all of that liquid, blah blah blah. And I don't use tips, I use nail forms.
Okay, so when I'm doing glitter nails, I start off by mixing up the glitter mix that we're going to use for the nails, unless I already have one mixed up. I bought the jars. They come in like an 18 pack of the little jars. It's like 18 of them, and they come with a container that you can keep them in. So I pretty much mix it up, all the different blue glitters, the hexagons, and I make sure that I add enough acrylic powder, because if not, then it won't be an acrylic nail. You'll have a glitter mix, but nothing will hold it to your nail. You can probably mix it with nail polish or something, I don't know, but without that acrylic glitter, it's not an acrylic nail. So I gotta put that in there when I finish mixing everything up. I like to use nail forms instead of nail tips, but nail tips, you gotta try to match it up to your nail size. Everybody's fingers different. And even when I'm doing my little sister Boom, when I do her nails, man, her finger's so little that I have to pretty much use all pinky sizes, and I can't buy a pack of just pinkies. It's gonna come with standard 10 nails, you know. So that's why I like using nail forms, because I can adjust it pretty much to the size that I want. Make it long, I can make it short, I can make a stiletto, French, whatever. So I'm doing one silver accent glitter nail to her nail design, and then the rest of them is just the blue glitter mix that we made. And then this one, I think it has a few flakes in it, but it doesn't have any of the hexagons and stuff like that. This one is also going to be the one that I do the 3D bow on, and you'll also see how I make my own 3D bows, because I don't buy them, because I like to make them myself. And not to touch the skin, because if it's attached to the cuticle in the back, when your nail starts growing up, the acrylic is going to grow up, it's going to come off, and pretty much what they call lifting. It'll lift up. So you don't put it all the way in the back. You leave it off, you know, from the cuticle and everything like that. So I do the same thing. I apply a primer first. It's like, you know, when you're polishing your nails with nail polish, you do a base coat, and then you do your nail polish color, then you do your top coat. So the primer is like your base coat. It helps the acrylic to stay on the nail. So I pretty much just add in the hexagons, the ones that I couldn't really pick up with the brush in the mix. I poured some of them onto my napkin, and then I just, you know, dabbed them off and stuck them on the nail like that. I work with the smile line. I make sure that I don't get any glitter on the nail bed, because she don't really like hers like that. I don't really care if mine's like that, but Dominique like hers really, really clear on their part. She don't like the glitter to run down too much into the nail bed. You don't want it to be too thick, you don't want it to be too thin, because it'll crack. It just comes with practice, and I practiced and practiced on my sisters, and they wore them when I first started, and the nails was super thick. They still wore them until we figured it out. So after that, after I finish all the nails, I go ahead and I make a 3D bow, and what I'm using is colored acrylic that I pretty much ordered from eBay a long time ago. And it don't go fast, because it don't take a lot to make a 3D bow, so I still got a whole bunch of the colored acrylic left. But what I like to do, I take a small amount and I mold it into a little circular bead, and I try to keep some shape to it, some height. You don't want it to just be flat, because that doesn't make it 3D. So I try to keep some height to it, and you really can't work with putting it in a specific solid shape until it starts setting. So right when it's about to start setting, before it get hard, I mean, that's when you want to go ahead and, you know, mold it into the shape that you want. Because if it's too runny, or if it's starting to settle too much, it just won't work right. See, if I was to work with it right now and try to put it into a shape, it wouldn't go into the shape. I would have to work with it until it starts to settle. Then I can make it look more 3D and finished. So that's pretty much what I do. And then I take the back of the nail art brush that I'm using, and I stick into the ball that way to give it more shape and definition. And then you just pretty much wait on it to settle and dry. I take a rhinestone to make it look more complete and accented, and I just put that right into the center of both of them. After it's done, and make sure that you file both your nails. I ain't show that because it's too much to film all of that. So I just file her nails, I buff them, I have her go and she wash her hands, remove all the excess dust and all of that. So easily just peel the 3D bow right off of the nail form, and then I attach it onto her nail. And what y'all see me using to attach it, not nail polish or anything, because it's acrylic. The nail polish will not hold a 3D bow in place. So I use acrylic. I take a small amount, I put that on there, and while it's wet, I start pressing down on it. So as that acrylic begins to dry, it's going to dry and hold that acrylic bow in shape. And it's going to hold it in place. And you see me putting a lot of it look all messy like that. But the reason for that is when you running your fingers through your hair, or you're doing your hair, you scratching your head, or doing anything that you do throughout the day, those little edges that's not covered with acrylic, they'll snag. So I'm just filling in those extra gaps on the side so that she'll have more of a, you know, it's more smooth. So that's why I'm packing that extra acrylic under there. So after everything dries, I don't have a UV gel. I want to get me one, but I just don't got one. So I go ahead and I put cuticle oil onto the nails, and that just helps to hydrate the nails from when you pushing the cuticles back and you filing and buffing and you just doing everything that it requires for you to get acrylic nails. If y'all have any questions or comments, leave all of that down below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I will talk to y'all in my next video. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. And yeah, that's it. Bye.